To me, a concert is like a journey. I'm taking the audience on an exciting and emotional ride. The only way I can think of to do that is with planning, and that's where a well thought out set list comes into play. A well planned set list keeps the concert interesting and moving so it never gets stale. I think well planned set lists have allowed me to build the 2 concert series that I lead here in Florida into sustainable, regular events with a reliable attendee network. All that power in a set list? Absolutely. I think the method I've developed helps to keep things tight and intentional, leading to that emotional ride I'm going for. Here's how it works. First, I choose the songs. In the concert series as I lead, we play 2 sets with an intermission, with the first set being longer, and I usually select 6-ish songs for the first set and 4-ish for the second, aiming for a diverse mix of styles, tempos, and moods. Next, when it's time to make the set list, I start with the first and last tunes of each set. These 4 tunes, they're the most important of each set, because they'll be the most remembered. Honestly, every other tune in my mind is like emotional filler. They'll remember how the middle tunes made them feel, but they probably won't remember the other details. But that first and last song of each set, it's gotta be awesome. These songs always have high energy, an interesting style, or sentimental value, something that makes them special. I also rehearse these 4 to perfection. The first and last impressions mean everything. Next, I fill in the 2 sets, kind of at the same time. If I did a good job choosing tunes in the beginning, this will be pretty easy. I'm just trying to put contrasting pieces next to each other. I'll test this by singing the melodies of each tune quickly one after another. If anything ever feels too similar, something's gotta change. I once saw a show where a big name jazz musician played a bunch of medium tempo swings. That show was awful. It doesn't matter how well you play a medium swing, there's nothing special about the 3rd medium swing in a row, period. Then I add the solos into the set list. I almost always start the first set with a high energy banger, and the first solo has to bring the fire. And then from that point forward, I'm paying special attention to who plays first on each song, making sure that it's never the same person twice in a row. And then also the balance of the soloists over the course of a set. I don't want to work anyone too hard or too little. Hey, by the way, this video is a direct answer to 2 questions from a commenter. If you have a question about leading a band and you'd like for me to answer, just leave it down there and I might be able to answer it for you in a video. And big thanks to Sean Dennis 3148 for the questions. They've been great. Okay, lastly, I'll put in the times when I'm gonna talk to the audience. And I try to be really deliberate about this. There's 3 things that I wanna make sure I talk about during a show. 1, I want to properly introduce the band. I want to take about 5 minutes total during the show to recognize the band members and their resumes. But before we do that, I want to take a moment to properly introduce the band that you see on stage today. On the bass, you're looking at a gentleman who created the jazz program at Florida Gulf Coast University, Brandon Robertson on bass. 2, I also want to plug upcoming shows. I don't tour. I lead local series, so my goal is to get people to come back. I want my bands to become regular parts of their lives. So I try to hype up the shows that are coming up so folks can get excited about what we're creating in their communities. 3, I try to pick just a few songs to really talk about. Maybe they have a story associated with them or a sentimental value to myself or someone in the band. I only do this a few times in the show. People didn't come to hear me talk or to be educated. They came to feel something. By the way, I've got a video about how to talk to an audience sitting in my ideas folder. If that's something you'd be interested in, leave a comment and let me know that you want to see that. I'll make it happen for you. Once I've got all that down, I've got a finished set list and it'll look something like this. And the final step is to print it. I get it printed really big on 2 sheets of paper so people can refer to them on the floor rather than their music stand. I know this may seem like overthinking or maybe like it's not organic enough for jazz. But this level of organization has helped me to grow a reliable following that knows they'll never get a stale show. This is one of the abilities that master drummer and leader of the Jazz Messengers, Art Blakey, thought was important for a band leader, the ability to organize people. If you'd like to know more about Blakey's band leading philosophy, I've got a video for you right here and you'll love it. Okay, I'll see you there. Bye y'all. Blessings.